Now we're good? Yes, good. Awesome. All right. Whoa, it's a private session for one with recordings down the road available to a party near you. All right, bestie, here we go. So good morning, coming to your comfortable seated position in either Sukhasana or Virasana. Allowing the eyes to gently relax closed. The hands to rest on the knees. Deciding how you're coming to the mat. Are you wound up and rushing around from the day and you need some more grounding? Placing the palms down. If you're a little tired from a busy morning and you want some energy, placing the palms up to receive. With no judgment, just discernment. Where am I at? What am I coming to this practice with? Beginning to connect into the breath. Noticing the coolness on the inhale. Maybe flowing a little freer through one nostril or the other. Inhale up through the nose. It travels down the back of the throat. Expanding the lower belly, the mid belly, and the upper chest. Cliche that we start here every time, but that's what this physical practice is. Coming out of the body, connecting to the breath, connecting to the inside, going through the koshas, through the layers, connecting back to source. Finding these quiet, still moments, releasing from the world around you, releasing from the morning. Tuning into each of the senses as a means to let go. Maybe feeling the cool air against the skin. But not attaching to the sensation, just noticing it and then releasing from the skin. The sense of smell. Maybe a flower or incense. In my case, my daughter's laundry on the floor. Taking those inhales and feeling that sensation, that sense of smell, connecting to it, but releasing it. You don't need that sensation in this practice. Maybe wiggling the fingers and the toes a bit, and then releasing from them. Finding these first beginning still movements in the body. Allowing the breath to settle the mind. Beginning to see that outline of the physical body, knowing that it does not define you. It is not you. It's just the package, the vehicle through which you are able to serve in this life. And that space within a vast universe of love, compassion, all the different stars within that make you uniquely you, but also connected to Krishna. Feeling the depth of the inhale and how it spirals down the back of the throat, expands throughout the chest and the abdomen, whirls and swirls out through the limbs, the arms, the legs, to the toes and the fingers. Feeling that tingling sensation of prana and vitality just by the simple act of breath. I had a moment last night where I chose to send an email, or not an email, text message. And as soon as I sent it, I was like, oh no, why did I send that? I was asking for someone else's approval that I didn't really need. Why did I feel I needed someone else's approval when I know I'm capable of making my own decision? And I wanted to vomit. And then this morning, I realized that I sent the message to the wrong number. And the whole thing washed. It went away. There was no need to worry about it. And I had realized that I need to think a little bit more about maybe why I'm choosing an action that I am. And I reflected back to our Prabhu Raghunath statement many, many months ago. What happens in the space between action and reaction is what makes all the difference. And at the time, I took it as a big thing. If my kid spills a bowl of milk all over the floor, taking a moment for a deep breath will change my reaction to, it's not a big deal, we're just going to clean it up. Or if I'm having an altercation with someone, taking that deep breath brings me to a place of having a calm breath, having a calm voice for how I can then come back from a rational state and engage the conversation. But until this morning, I didn't take the time to think of how it can apply itself in little places, in little decisions that are relevant mostly towards me and not necessarily someone else. Yogas chitta vritti nirodha. Restraint of the modifications of the mind is the practice of yoga. That is Yoga Sutra 2. The modifications, the fluctuations of the mind, the things that we allow to whirl and swirl in there can be self-sabotaging. And so when those thoughts come, when these desires or impulses come, finding that space, that moment of pause to decide, do I need to engage in this conversation? Do I need to get the candy bar in the checkout line? Do I have to accept doing this extra task at work? Taking the moment of pause to consider the repercussions and the benefits to ensure that we are making a decision for our own best good, to cultivate our spiritual path, to cultivate the ability to grow in our relationships and not sabotage, is very important. And so as we go throughout this practice today, we will have action of getting into a pose. We will have pause of connecting to our breath. And then we will have reaction. Do I like being in this pose? Do I not like being in this pose? Where am I going to move from this pose to the next one? And as this asana practice, as Prabhu Raghu says, it's like the ketchup condiment on the buffet line full of yoga. Today, as we spend this time on our mat, we know that it is merely a practice for how we handle the facets of life off the mat. So today we will engage in being mindful of that pause, that space between action and reaction, and how we can connect to our breath to come to the clarity of what reaction we should have next. Bringing the hands to heart center, finding a moment of reverence for our teachers, this parampara, disciplic succession that carries this wisdom and this knowledge and this practice down through the ages, from Krishna to teacher to student, one by one down the line. Om Jnana Timarandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militum Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born into darkness. Through the mercy of my spiritual master, I was brought into light. I pay my respectful obeisances unto those teachers. Bringing the hands down to the knees. I don't know about you. In Delaware, it's probably about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than it is here in New Jersey, Miss Arian. But I'm cold, and so I'm thinking we're going to get up and we're going to move and we're going to build some heat. So coming up to a standing position at the top of the mat, big toes to touch. You can have a slight separation in the heels behind you. Taking some time here to stack into our position. So lifting the toes up off of the ground, finding that foundation in the two front top corners of the feet and the back heel, really pressing those into the ground. And then first lowering the big toe down, finding that connection of the big toe mound to engage all the way up through the leg, and then releasing the remaining 4 toes down. Checking out this pelvic bowl that we have. If I'm tipping forward, I'm spilling out of the front. If I'm tipping back, I'm spilling out of the back. So finding that neutral state of balance. Drawing the navel into the spine, knitting these ribs down, kind of getting a little bit of that cat back to engage the shoulder girdle, but then pulling the shoulders back, releasing the hands down by the side, spreading all 10 fingers nice and wide, energetically sending that energy down to the ground. Allowing that puppet master string to pull the top of the head, elongating the spine. And for a moment here, feeling this engagement, this standing plank. Thighs are engaged, the glutes are engaged, the abs and the ribs are engaged. Everything is firing and activating. But through the channel of the spine and the crown of the head, we're relaxed. We're allowing that energy to come from the ground up through us and back out through to the universe. Taking a deep breath of an inhale and feeling that chest expand. And an exhale as you release, sighing it out, letting anything not serving you in this moment go. Inhale, feel what comes. Use that discernment. Does this serve me? Exhale, release, and let anything go. Inhale as we raise the arms up, interlacing the fingers, reaching up to the sky, finding that engagement again, drawing the navel into the spine, tucking those lower ribs under, pulling those shoulder blades down the back, but pressing the arms and the fingers up, releasing any tension out of the neck. On an inhale, creating length, and an exhale, arcing slightly over to the right, finding a bend in that side body. Inhale back to center. Exhale as you come over to the left slightly. Inhale center. Exhale right. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Releasing the hands down, bringing them back behind you. Interlacing the fingers, rolling the shoulders back, and then pressing the arms down. Again, resetting into our standing plank here. So drawing that navel into the spine, knitting those ribs in, drawing the shoulder blades, scapulas down the back, pressing the collarbones open, opening and expanding that heart. feeling how the breath does the movement. Deep inhale. And a long, slow exhale as you release the hands, bringing them back by the side. Again, coming to the top of our mat, big toes to touch, preparing for some sun salutations to warm and heat the body. So in this, we are one breath per movement. So inhale, raising the arms up. Exhale, hinging from the hip, coming forward. Inhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step or jump back, lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding here for a few breaths and thinking. I'm in that pause between action and reaction. What do I want to do? Maybe a good choice is to take an evaluation of exactly where I'm at. Are my wrist creases to the top of the mat? Am I clawing my pointer finger and thumb together and pressing the remaining pads of the fingers into the mat, setting a solid foundation for my hands, pressing up and out of the wrists? Maybe bending the knees, pressing that tailbone up to the sky, and then straightening the legs. Am I using this time to lament in regret or to prepare for success? Inhale as you step that right foot forward, left foot forward, coming into a forward fold. Exhale, inhale, raise those arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Inhale to a flat back, plant the hands, step or jump back, lower down that chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Connecting to that breath, creating the heat, creating the movement, finding the pause. On the next inhale, step, jump, or hop to the top of the mat. Coming into that forward fold. Inhale, raising the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, raising those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And the next inhale, lifting that right leg up, finding that stretch. Exhale as you step the foot forward, placing the right foot between the hands. Spin the back foot down to a 45-degree angle. Root to rise, coming up, Virabhadrasana 1. Pausing here for one moment. What's my reaction? Exhale, plant the hands, step back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Find the pause, one breath. Inhale, lift that left leg up. Exhale, step it through between the hands. Spin the back foot to a 45-degree angle. Root to rise, warrior 1. Find that pause in the action. Exhale, releasing the hands down. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Reset, reconnect. Evaluate the action. Appreciate the pause. Decide where to go next. Inhale, raise that right leg up. Exhale, step the foot through. Spin the back foot to a 45-degree angle. Root to rise, warrior 1. Open those arms, warrior 2, spinning the back foot to a 90-degree angle. So coming into our Virabhadrasana warrior 2 for one breath. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down. Step back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale that left leg up. Exhale, step the foot through. Spin the back foot to a 45-degree angle. Roots rise, Virabhadrasana, warrior one. Pause for one moment. Reaction, open up, warrior two. Find a pause of that breath. Cartwheel the hands down. Step the left foot back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pausing here, allowing yourself to reset. Where am I at? Where have I been? Where do I want to go? When we can take the time to sit in the pause and use discernment over judgment or criticism, that's when we can make a change. Inhale, raise that right leg up. Exhale, step the foot through. Spin the back foot down to a 45-degree angle. Inhale, rise up to that warrior one. Exhale, open up warrior two. The next inhale, bring that right arm down onto the thigh. Spin that left arm up, coming into extended side angle, holding for one breath. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step the right foot back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding here for a moment. Inhale that left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Spin the back foot down to a 45-degree angle. Root to rise, Virabhadrasana one. Pause. Exhale, warrior two. Pause. Inhale, bring that left arm to the left thigh, sweeping the right arm up and around. Extended side angle. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step the left foot back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. I believe, was it maybe Lake Placid with Raghu this summer, or the Bhakti Center? One of them, I followed him around all summer. One of them, he said, it's the teacher's job to make you heat your body. It's your job to learn how to settle and cool it back down. So what we're doing here is stacking movement into the Sun A to heat the body and finding those moments of pause to cool the body back down. The pause between action and reaction. Inhale as we lift that right leg up. Exhale, step the foot through. Spinning down to a 45-degree angle. Root to rise, coming to that warrior one. Inhale, exhale, warrior two. Pausing for a moment. Inhale. Exhale, release that right arm to thigh, sweeping the left arm up and around, extended side angle. Inhale. Exhale, flip the front palm and come into a reverse warrior. Inhale, look up. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the ground. Step the front foot back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. I don't know about in Delaware, but it's not cold in New Jersey anymore. Inhale that left foot up. Exhale, step it through. Back foot, 45-degree angle, root to rise, warrior one. Inhale, exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, exhale, left arm, left thigh. Swing that right arm up and around, extended side angle. Deep inhale. Exhale, reverse that warrior. Inhale, looking up at that hand. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Step back, lower down. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. In the time of action, heat builds, fire builds, adrenaline builds, the rush builds, and it becomes hard to keep our breath steady and our minds still. That's why we have to find the pause, connect to the breath, and cool the body back down before we choose to react again. Taking a deep inhale, lift that right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Back foot to a 45-degree angle. Inhale those arms up, warrior one. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, exhale, right arm, right forearm, right thigh. Swing that left arm up and open. Inhale, exhale, reverse that warrior. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Reach forward through the torso and come into that Trikonasana triangle pose. Inhale, raising that left arm up. Pressing those feet into the ground. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Step the right foot back. Lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pausing here for a breath or two. Inhale that left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Spin the back foot to a 45-degree angle. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, left arm, left thigh. That right arm up and open, extended side angle. Inhale, exhale, reverse that warrior. Inhale, back to warrior two. Straighten that front leg, extend forward, find your triangle. Inhale. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step the left foot back, lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding here, finding the stillness, connecting back to the breath, feeling the heart rate coming down, the coolness of the body, the connection back to the breath and the thoughts. Noticing how when we move from pose to pose to pose, the thoughts disappear. There isn't time for rational thought. But when we sit in the steady and the quiet, when we connect to the breath, that's when the thoughts return. That's why before we make any important decisions, it's important to find the calm breath. Inhale, raising that right leg up. Exhale, step the foot through, spinning the back foot to 45 degrees. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, release that right arm to thigh, swinging the left arm up and open, extended side angle. Deep inhale. Exhale, reverse and flip that warrior. Inhale, open up, warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Extend forward, find your triangle. Open up. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down, but this time spin onto the ball of the back foot, step it forward a few inches, and find pyramid pose, so Parsvottanasana, hinging forward out of these hips to get into the hamstring, and then folding forward here for a moment and a breath. Exhale as we plant the hands, stepward jump back, lower down through that Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Connecting to that breath, finding the pause. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Back foot to a 45-degree angle. Rising up to Virabhadrasana 1. Deep inhale. Exhale, open up warrior 2. Inhale, exhale, releasing left arm to thigh, opening up the right arm, extended side angle. Deep inhale into that side body. Exhale, reverse and flip that warrior. Inhale. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. Extend forward. Find your triangle. Deep inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Spin onto the ball of the back foot, rotating that pelvis straight to the mat. Step the back foot in a few inches. Come up to a flat back. Out of those hips and hinge forward. Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Pausing here for a moment and a breath. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pausing in the stillness. Maybe finding that each time the sequencing is longer, we add a new pose, but maybe through the practice in the pause, you're able to come back to your breath faster. Deep inhale through the nose, lifting that right leg up, stepping the right foot forward, back foot down, rising up, warrior 1. Inhale, exhale, open up, warrior 2. Inhale, exhale, right arm to thigh. Inhale, sweeping that left arm up and opening up to the side. Inhale, exhale, flip and reverse that warrior. Inhale, exhale, back to warrior 2. Straightening that front leg, extending forward. Find that triangle. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Step it forward a few inches. Square off that pelvis. Hinge out of the hips. Come forward into pyramid, Parsvottanasana. Now from here, we're going to bend the front knee, plant the hands, and float that back leg up, coming into a standing split. Squaring off the pelvis so the left hip comes down, right hip goes up. Inhale and exhale as you bend that front knee, lower the back foot down, plant the hands, step back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, stepping the left foot forward. Spin the back foot to that 45 degrees. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, open warrior 2. Deep inhale. Exhale, left forearm, left thigh, sweeping that right arm up and open. Deep inhale. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Inhale. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. Extend forward. Find that triangle. Deep inhale. Exhale as we cartwheel the hands down. Roll onto the ball of that back foot. Hopping in a few inches. Hinge out of the hips. Come forward, Parsvottanasana. Inhale. And exhale, bending into that front knee, planting the hands on either side of the foot. Press up through the left leg as you float the back right leg up. Squaring off the pelvis, so drawing the left hip up, right hip down. Flexing through that back foot. Inhale. And exhale as we bend that front knee, float the back foot down, plant the hands, step the left foot back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Connecting back to the breath, finding the stillness. The thoughts and the chittis coming back, the fluctuations of the mind. But maybe noticing how we churn the body. Some of them just went up and away. Inhale as you roll forward into plank pose, really pressing those pads of the fingers, squeezing them into the mat as you press up and out of the shoulders. Knit the lower ribs in, engage the navel to the spine, find that cat back, the softness and length through the spine and the head, pressing the heels back, squeezing the glutes, engaging everything. Even in the storm, can you connect to the breath? Lowering down, chaturanga, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Making contact with the mat. Making a pillow for the head. Resting one cheek to one side. Rocking the hips side to side. Feeling all of the points of contact on the mat. Knowing that that solid foundation is always there to catch you. Bringing the hands down by the sides, palms facing down. Lifting the right leg up, rotating it in. So as you release the foot back down, the pinky side of the toe is touching the mat, or the pinky side of the foot. And the same with the left, picking it up, spiraling it in, lowering it down, big toes to touch, pinky side of the foot, press down, pressing down through the top of the feet, top of the thighs, engaging the pelvis, and lifting up, locust pose, out of the upper back, not the lower back, broadening those collarbones, extending the head long. Inhale and exhale, release and lower down. Rolling over onto the back. Again, feeling those points of contact. The soles of the feet with the foundation below them. Maybe rocking the hips or windshield wipering the legs back and forth. Feeling the expansion of the chest. The heart rate beginning to come back down. The body beginning to cool. Coming back to stillness. Placing the hands on the back of the thighs and beginning to rock and roll up and down. 1, 2, 3. Coming up to a seated position. Soles of the feet flat on the ground, knees bent. Maybe adjust your position of the sit bones. So drawing the feet together, knees together, slightly leaning back, finding a straight angle, straight line with the back as you're resting on the sit bones. The hands come to the back of the thighs. Drawing that navel into spine, the lower ribs in, engaging through the back, drawing the scapulas down. Broaden through the collarbones. Inhale as we lift the feet up, coming into boat pose, engaging the abdomens. You can keep the hands on the back of the thighs. You can bring them out to the side, You can extend the legs out straight, knowing that the better your alignment is, the more integrity there is in the pose. So there may be more integrity in having the hands on the back of the thighs and the torso closer to the thighs than the legs out straight and the back rounded. Inhale and exhale, finding the ability to control the breath amongst the storm. Inhale, exhale, release the legs down. Scoot the sit bones back, scooping any extra flesh out of the way. Straightening the legs, pressing the heels into the mat, flexing the toes up to the sky, and then wiggling the big toe and pressing that toe mound pad away from you as if there's a yoga block or a wall in front of it. By pressing that toe mound away, we're engaging straight up through the top of the leg and getting more from the hip flexors and less from the lower back. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hinging out of the hip. So like a door frame coming forward out of this hip. That might mean that your knees are bent. It might mean that you have a strap. Finding your place, the most integrity you can have in the pose with connection to the breath. Inhale, notice the expansion. Exhale, the space that's created. Maybe leaning further into the pose with each breath. Taking a deep inhale and a long, slow exhale. Beginning to roll back up. Inhale as we hug that right knee in. Exhale, release the knee down to the ground, bringing the sole of the right foot on the inside of the left thigh. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, folding forward, Janu Shirshasana. Again, you might want the knee slightly bent. You might want a strap. Your body, your pose. Inhale, feeling that breath go to the back body. Exhale, release. Inhale. And exhale, release, coming back up. Straightening that right leg out, giving both legs a shake. Inhaling the left foot in. Releasing the knee to the ground, bringing the sole of the left foot on the inside of the right thigh. Rotating that torso over the right leg. Inhale the arms up. Exhale as we hinge from the hip and come forward. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale as you slowly release back up. This time bringing the right foot in to meet the left, coming into a cobbler or butterfly pose. Adjusting the sit bones, opening the feet wide. And again here, this is more about having a straight spine and a straight back than it is rolling forward. So finding that straight back, hinging the angle forward from the hip, maybe using the elbows to press the legs open wider, finding the integrity in the pose. Inhale, feeling the expansion through the collarbones, the chest, and the back body. Exhale, the release of anything not serving you. Inhale. Exhale as you release and come back up to center. Crossing those legs in Sukhasana. Preparing for a brief round of, what do we have here? Pranayama. We built so much heat, we just sent everything right out of that head. And I see my laptop swung itself and was doing some poses with us too. So sorry for that angle being messed up. So we're gonna take the right hand, place the pointer finger and thumb on the forehead. Take the thumb and block off the right nostril. Take a deep inhale through the left side. Using the ring and pinky fingers, sealing off that left nostril. Holding the breath for a moment. Releasing the thumb in the right nostril, exhaling out through the right side. Inhaling through the right. Sealing it off with the thumb. Exhaling and releasing it out through the left side. Inhale through the left. Sealing it off with the ring and pinky fingers. Opening the right. Exhale out through the right side. Inhale through the right. Sealing it off with the thumb. Exhale, opening the left side and exhaling. Inhale left. Blocking it off. Exhaling through the right. Inhale right. Blocking it off. Exhaling left. Releasing the hand and coming back to your regular breath. Pausing here for a moment. Finding that space between action and reaction. Taking a deep, deep inhale, feeling that chest fill up, the collarbones expand wide. Exhale, releasing, sighing it out. And with the least amount of movement possible, coming back to a laying down position on your mat. Beginning to settle the body and prepare for your Shavasana. Finding a full body stretch once you're on the ground. Reaching those arms up overhead. Puppet Master has a string pulling the arms in one direction, the feet in the opposite. Inhale, filling that chest up, puffing the cheeks out, bugging the eyes out wide. Super deep, deep inhale. Exhale like a pufferfish, blowing it all out of the mouth, releasing the hands, allowing the eyes and the jaw to relax, bringing the hands down by the side, placing the palms down, allowing the legs to relax. We have the active part of our practice, and now it is time for the passive part of the practice. But even in the passive, there is action. So in these moments, it is our time to let go. Starting with the feet, we'll wiggle the toes, flex the arches, rock the ankles, acknowledge the feet, let them go heavy. Engage the calves, maybe find a slight bend to the knees, engage the thighs, the hamstrings, the quads. Release and let them go heavy. Finding your fingers, tapping them on the mat, engaging the palm, maybe rolling the wrist. Let them go. Flex the forearm, find a slight bend in the elbow, gauge the biceps and the triceps. Let them all go. Rocking the pelvis, feeling the belly move up and down, the ribs expand side to side, the chest puff up and then release down. Let it all go. Draw the shoulders up to the ears. Find a slight movement in the neck. Maybe rock the head side to side. Release and let it all go. Clench the face, clench the jaw, squeeze the eyes, ruffle the brow. Release and let it all go. Allow the jaw to relax, the tongue to come off the roof of the mouth, the eyes to relax back. The body's part in this practice is done. Let it go. Finding a sankalpa, an intention for yourself, something in the pause that you discovered that you want to cultivate. I won't self-sabotage. I am a servant. I give love. Your words, not mine. Your intention for you. And repeat it 3 times. And after the third, allowing the mind to go, the breath to shallow. Release from the gross body and go in. Go deep into the darkness and find the stars. That radiating sparkle of energy within that only is unique to you. Releasing from everything material and allowing yourself to shine. Govinda miro he, Govinda miro he, Gopala miro he, Gopala miro he, Govinda miro he, Gopala miro he, Govinda miro he, Govinda miro he, Gopala miro he, Gopala miro he, Govinda miro he, Gopala 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 Mirohe. Govinda Mirohe. Gopala Mirohe. Gopala Mirohe. Govinda Mirohe. Gopala Mirohe. Govinda Mirohe. mirohe. Gopala mirohe. A beautiful tug of war, chanting musical tug of war between devotees. Govinda is mine. He is my love. No, he's not. Govinda the divine, he is my love. No, Gopala. Gopala is mine. He is my love. No, no. Gopala is not your love. He is my love. He is all of our love. And when we go in, when we go deep, when we are in the dark, and we find those sparks of light, those are Govinda. Those sparkling, shiny stars are Gopala. In the pause, when we go deep, when we go dark, that's the space where we can find Govinda Gopala. That's the space of the heart. Coming back to that sankalpa intention that you set for yourself. Once again, repeating it 3 times. And after the 3rd repetition, beginning to come back to movement in the body, connecting back from the spiritual into the material. The material world is where we live, but it's where we can serve. Wiggling those toes and the arches of the feet, asking Krishna, help me tread lightly on your earth today. Wiggling the fingers and the hands. Krishna, help me use these in service today. Finding engagement in the legs and the arms. Krishna, help me use these for you today. Increasing the depth of the inhale and the release of the exhale. Gradually rolling over onto one side. Embracing yourself in a hug of love. Appreciation for this body. And as you're ready, pressing through that top hand to come up to a seated position at the top of your mat. Allowing the eyes to remain closed and relaxed. Bringing the hands to the heart center. Taking a moment of gratitude. Gratitude to your body for carrying it through this practice. Gratitude to your breath for bringing you life-sustaining prana. Gratitude to the line of teachers that have passed this practice and this knowledge throughout the ages. Gratitude to our Prabhus and Mara for bringing this daily service to us and enlightening us all. Gratitude to the community of wisdom of the sages who provides the support for this platform that we may all be together in classes. And gratitude that in this life you have come to this practice in human form. And gratitude to Krishna for extending his hand, always being there to pull us up and to guide us. Bringing the hands to third eye center. Bolo, Sadhguru, Bhagavan Ki. I thank you for sharing your practice and allowing me to serve you today. Namaste. Thank you for your practice. So fun to be with you this morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to hang up the Zoom call and call you so that we don't stay recorded.
Cool.
Bye. Thank you.